State.
Yes.
It's a special birthday for you. And we congratulate you on whatever milestone it is, whether it is 1 or whether it is 43.
Yes.
Happy birthday to you.
And guess what?
Yes, sir.
Quickly, time seems to be passing. You know, yesterday we were little boys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then we were young men.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then we became husbands.
Yes, sir.
And daddies.
Yes, sir.
Now we are grandfathers.
Now you're very old.
Well, just yesterday we were celebrating Christmas and a brand new year,
Yes,
2017.
Yes, sir. And this now August. It's
Now
in July.
look where we are, 7 months later. Yes,
Look where the Lord has brought us from.
yes, sir.
Isn't God good?
It is July, and in another 5 days, if the Lord is willing, Bahamians will be observing our country's 44th anniversary of independence. And as you so rightly put it, Senator Sims, yesterday, July 4th,
Yes, sir.
our great neighbor to the north, the United States of America, 241st anniversary of independence. And we pause today to say Happy Independence, America, but at home. The Independence Committee started our independence celebrations with the Beat Retreat, Rawson Square on Sunday by our national security forces. And on Monday, there was a concert by the National Children's Choir. And we are here today to encourage Bahamians everywhere. We want you to wear our national colors. We want you to drape your homes and your surroundings with the national colors. And we want you to wear patriotism in your heart. Because this week, we are celebrating independence and should be celebrated for the rest of the year
If you don't
and every day of the year.
If you don't wear black,
Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
wear aquamarine. If you don't
Aquamarine.
if you don't want to wear aquamarine,
Yes, sir.
ain't nothing wrong with you wearing gold.
Absolutely not. Because
Well, some people have a problem with that.
gold is a part
But
of
it's
who we are.
aquamarine, black, and
gold. Gold.
represent
Gold is
your
a part
nation.
of who we are. Gold. Yes, my friends.
So what happened if everyone wear white?
My brother, that means you'll
Well,
be neutral.
No, Norman Solomon once said,
There's
the whole flag
yes.
is held by the white thread.
Yes.
If there ain't no white
It's
thread,
tapestry.
there ain't no flag.
That's what it is. The thread is all throughout the flag and its colors.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, 44 years we'll be celebrating 44 years as an independent nation. And I think it's time for us to reflect on where we have come from and what our achievements have been over the last 44 years. Quite a number of things. We have to assess whether we are progressing as a nation. We know that we have a problem with polarization. Nation seems to be very, very polarized. Bring our country more together. You just mentioned the fact that, as a matter of fact, I've been in several businesses this week, and I saw no sign of Bahamian celebration for independence. I questioned and I asked, what are you doing? As my wife and I drove around yesterday, there were no cars flying the Bahamian flags. We criticized the Haitian community among us when they were celebrating Haitian Flag Day. You can see they have on their colors in their dress. They wear what they're wearing. They fix their clothing to resemble the flag. Bahamians don't seem to be that patriotic when it comes to celebrating independence. What has caused this lack of patriotism among the Bahamians?
My view that there was something tried to be initiated years ago by the first prime minister of our nation, but I'll get to that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
All right? There is no nationalism. Okay. The Right Honorable Sir Lynden Pillin wanted to institutionalize, call Mr. Aubrey.
Is it national service?
National service.
Okay.
Okay. So where each person, I think, in the final years of schooling, gave 2 years to national service. We then thought it would you want to be
Creating an army.
indoctrinating people for an army.
Yes.
But how? And I have to admit today, how wrong we were. Okay, particularly us in the Free National Movement, we won't acknowledge that, but it has to be acknowledged. There has, and there will, in the Bahamas. It is absolutely necessary. Listen, I knock on the parents, you know, they say charity begins at home and it ends abroad. All right.
But you went straight to national. Isn't national service would be a direct result of persons. They would have no difficulty doing national service if they feel connected to the country and feel that they are joined by being a patriot, by feeling connected to it. What I'm saying is, before we could get to national service, somebody has, I mean, you must believe that you are, number one, a Bahamian, you have an entitlement, you feel a connection to the country, you feel obligated in giving service because it's something that you think you ought to do because of the fact that you are a patriot, you are Bahamian, and you want to do something to help your country.
Yeah, but you see, Bishop, the first thing you have to do, you know, in my view, from 1967 to 2017, what needs to be done, successive administrations, to recognize the political foolishness.
Now we're getting somewhere.
You have to start. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, let's break it down.
Because for the first 35 years, belong to the Progressive Liberal Party. You didn't feel to be like a Bahamian. You didn't feel to belong. You don't have no connection because everything was geared towards that recognizing the Progressive Liberal Party.
But before that, then you put the same charge to the United Bahamian Party?
No.
The UBP?
No, sir. Remember when we had Constitution Day? Well, everyone else.
Where was it lost? And we were back to
it was lost.
National pride.
It was lost.
Instilled in the hearts
of the
children.
It was lost when we decided to politicize the event.
Well, we're talking about the Queen's birthday.
Yeah.
British Empire Day. Yes.
Yeah. Whenever you were in the theaters, whenever you hear "God Save the Queen" played before the movie came on, everyone stood up. The national anthem in the show. You see anybody stand up?
Well,
in fact, they don't even play it.
We shouldn't have no movies.
In fact, they don't even play it. I challenge you. I tell you, they don't even
be no further movies.
They don't even play it.
None. Well, and the reason why they don't play it is because the patrons refuse to honor the national anthem.
It goes back to the same thing that I was saying. You know, you see, if you train up, it's the same fundamental basics of the Bible. If you train up a child in the way it should proceed,
yes,
it does that. But when there is no training, And there is should I say, an entourage of foreign cultures, that your dominant culture becomes invaded, Miss Aubrey. If there's no structure from the foundation, if you're building with no foundation, then tell me, what are you building upon? And we're talking 43 years later, okay? We're talking about independence from 1973. That's what we're talking about.
Yes, we are.
Okay? So if there was not should I say, indoctrination?
That's a good word.
Okay. If there was not an indoctrination of the fundamental value,
and that could be negative or positive,
of the fundamental value of what independence should mean to our nation. I ask you a question. What does independence mean?
Not everybody buy into it.
Yeah, but if you ain't selling nothing,
not everybody buys into your view.
But if you
yes,
what do you expect people to buy into? I'm requesting an answer to.
Yes. And to answer your question, what does independence mean to you? Then, what does it mean to me? It means, as a country, we are free to exercise our rights to make decisions for ourselves. As a nation, our leaders are given the mandate to govern, to run our country, our nation, based on the direction which we agree we want to take as a people. We say we are independent, but at the same time, no man is an island. We do not exist in this world, in this hemisphere, in this region, on our own strength as a people.
Well, I agree with you. There's one.
We are interdependent as an independent nation.
I don't even think we're independent. All right? And it may sound controversial. All right? If you listen to your ministers, if you listen to your members of parliament, if you listen to your senators, listen, people, they all swear, okay? So Her Majesty the Queen, her heirs and her successors.
Yes.
I'm saying.
And there's nothing offensive about it.
But it is time.
It is traditional. It is a part of the precepts,
but
as a member of the Commonwealth of Nations, which are headed Queen Elizabeth II.
Listen to me.
And it all is about traditions and trappings of the colonial system. That's what it is.
But you can change those. The Bahamas is at the stage now. And before I die, even if that's tomorrow, the Bahamas must become. And if not must become, it should be. Okay? And a fully independent archipelago. Like what is Haiti?
A republic.
Like a republic.
Yes.
And when we look at a republic, Martin Aubrey, our Bahamian nationals look at a republic in the terms of Haiti, or in the terms of...
Are you sure you want to use Haiti as an example of,
I can use that, of a republic, or
a functioning republic?
A functioning republic.
Do you want to use Haiti?
Yes, sir. Or in the terms of what that Castro place name?
Cuba.
Cuba.
Yes.
But we fail to realize, we fail to recognize and acknowledge that every summer, particularly the summer, the majority of Bahamian families pack up their Georgie bundle.
Where they go?
And all their dollars. And they go of America.
That's where they go. They say they have value for money. America is the land of the free and the brave.
I'm too sure I'm free, and I'm sure everybody brave. But I'm saying the Bahamas must make the step, be bold enough to become the republic of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, where it has particularly its own.
But Senator Sims,
Go ahead.
we have not perfected or have not to the point where we're just trying to operate a simpler democracy, and you want us to go to the next level, the republic.
But that's the cradle of democracy, republic. You see, the cradle of democracy.
But we can't get this thing right after 50. After 44 years, after 44 years of independence, and add another 5 years of that. Well,
Okay, so
let's add 6 years on top of that.
All right, let's go
50.
50
It's still 50.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Still 50 of majority
So
rule.
we go backwards.
Yeah, 50 years of majority rule of the black people being in charge.
Yes.
In charge of what? You
We're
ain't
still
in charge
No,
of
we're
them.
still in charge.
You ain't in charge of
Black
nothing.
people are running the country.
All
They're
the
running Bahamas.
legions, all the legions
Black
of this nation
people
is
are
to Her
running
Majesty,
the
the
Bahamas.
Queen, and
Now.
our successors.
Now,
Let's get it straight.
When my former colleague was in here, and he used to call me, I am the blackest one in here.
you're a Negro.
I am
call you.
the purest of a Negro in here. All right?
Hey.
And we've been running this country for 50 years.
Yes.
What progress have we made? What can we single out? If we were to use one single silver bullet as our achievement, what would that be?
Unsatisfactory.
You see, I acknowledge, I really acknowledge that from 1967
Yes.
to 2017, the Bahamas, and anyone who wants to consent and accept to reality, it has come a long way, baby. Okay? It has even strived, even though I have difficulties, progressive little party, they have a concept for the Bahamas. Okay? I admire the Free National Movement and their progressive steps. But trust me, brothers and sisters, those who are in the PLP, those who are in the FNM, they all have the same interests of the further development of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas for the Bahamian citizens. Now, let's bring this thing down. Let's go to 67. See, because you all ain't know how you all get in homes. You're only living in these blessed homes, okay? And the majority of people, don't even enhance their homes, okay? Let's take a little drive now.
Yeah. Which year you going to?
We're going to go to Big Pond first.
You're going to the year Sir Roland Simonet was building the homes?
Yeah, from 62.
Given a handout or a hand up?
A hand up.
What was he doing?
You see, but
because before that, we had discrimination, we had segregation, and then we start to talk about majority rule and social revolution and all these things.
Yeah, but listen,
This is on the road to where we hit.
yeah, but listen here. You talk about discrimination.
Yes.
And what else?
Segregation.
Don't we still have discrimination?
Well, I'm just
Don't we
talking
have
about
segregation?
where we
Continue.
come
Don't we
from.
have discrimination?
We got to
You
know
have blacks
the road.
discrimination against black. You have
traveling.
white blacks segregating
We have to
against
know
blacks. Do we
where
have what has changed?
A people
You see,
without
What has changed?
knowledge
In
of
fact,
their
in
history
my view, you have more of it now
are
among
bound
blacks,
to repeat it.
than what you say we had against whites.
see,
Now, how did Sir Roland Simonet help
we have to step back?
the black people in the country
We have to be able to
to understand where he was taking them?
We have to be able to step back. Okay. I think there's a song. I'm trying to remember how the song.
If you give me some lyrics, I'll tell you the name. One line of the song.
You're trying to
Looking back over my years.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The
See,
last person I heard, I think it was Ezra Hepburn.
Okay? We've got to look back All right?
But it
And-
says it's just a matter of time.
Looking back.
When is that time coming? We're talking 50
Over
years.
by-
Yeah.
You see, but the
it's
time-
just a matter of time.
Yeah, it's
You
only
see,
a matter of
But
time.
when is that time coming?
But you,
The time is now.
You only need to look at now.
Time is
this,
now.
This is a new millennium. All right?
The
From
time-
the 60s to 2017. But don't sidetrack me. All right? Because we're talking
Independence.
about independence.
And how we got
and we
here
are talking
44 years
about-
later.
about the development of our nation. Okay? And the development of nationhood for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. All right? And we go from 67 to 73. 1973. July the 10th. Okay?
Yes.
Thousands of persons, not millions, because we ain't got millions, but thousands of persons witnessed the rising of a new flag.
But we had plenty people in this country from different places. They were here too,
Go ahead.
living among us.
Yes.
And they are still here today.
Yes, they
Even
are.
more so.
Absolutely.
Even more so.
They have
Yes,
different
sir.
languages.
Yes, sir.
They have different accents.
Yes, sir. But they are embracing.
And they come with different ethnicities.
Yes, because they are embracing what the Bahamian citizen failed to embrace.
So-
The Bahamian citizen, particularly her male, particularly the male of the nation. All right, whether that male bishop is in Winton, Nassau East, Fox Hill, Anstang in Camp Road, down in Marathon, from Marathon to Claridge Road, from Claridge Road to Pairdale, from Pairdale down to Angleston, from Angleston to that is
The Wolf Road.
no St. Barnabas.
Okay, we go to
From-
go to
from
go to
Saint-
Harold Road
From
then.
St. Barnabas, no, we got to go from St. Barnabas
To Robinson Road.
Grantstown.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
All right,
From
take me
Grants-
in the direction you
From
wanted to go.
Grantstown to Fort Charlotte. Then we could come over to Robinson Road, you know.
right.
Our nation has no focus. And we have to refocus the male of our nation.
We have a male has no focus. Wow. 44 years after independence, 50 years since majority rule, and our male has no focus.
And what we fail to
We're
realize,
gonna get to that a
what
little
we,
deeper.
what we fail to realize, you know,
We'll get to that a little
is
deeper.
that the seed of the name, the female,
44 years of independence.
44 years later, your seed is almost stagnant.
The seed is scattered.
The seed is stagnant of the Bahamian nation for the majority of past. Okay, so you have a very select few, and nobody want to talk with these select few, you know, who are dominant in our nation. The Turnquests, the Folks, the Pinlands, the Norwegians, and the list can go on.
I hear you call Christie.
And the Christies, but the list,
We're creating some new breeds, you know.
but where they are.
We gotta have some independent babies. Watch what I'm talking
But
about.
we already,
Coming.
but we already have
And they're
40,
coming
we already have
from those
40,
same clans.
we already had 43 years
They're
ago.
coming.
You see?
Heir to the throne.
And we are
They're
failing,
coming.
we are failing to recognize that we
Where has the
we are
male
the
man,
fathers of the generation.
where has the male man in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas lost his focus?
That's the question.
Where has he gone wrong?
That's the question.
Ladies and gentlemen, in case you're just joining us,
pie dropping on the sky.
in case you're just joining us, this is Straight Talk, and you're tuned into Global 99.5 FM. And you're just being rejoined, you know, in case you missed us yesterday, you didn't hear us. We are in our new format for July, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And so therefore, if you were calling in, asking what happened to us yesterday, you didn't get the memo, you didn't get the email. We are only broadcasting on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays until further notice. And we're going to take our first break. When we come back, we're going to open the phone lines. We're talking about independence. Where have we come from in the past 44 years?
Where have we gone wrong?
Where have we gone wrong? What we need to do? How we need to get back on track. This is Straight Talk. We're coming back after we hear from our sponsors.
Pharmacy in Nassau that never says no and offers you great service. Doc's Pharmacy in the Richland Mall for all of your pharmaceutical and prescription needs. At Doc's Pharmacy, great service is more than just giving prices. Filling your prescription is easy. Just call 322-3627 today. Doc's Pharmacy in the Richland Robinson Road. The pharmacy that never says no.
For fast and efficient appraisals of homes, vacant land, and businesses, your choice should be First Choice Appraisal and Real Estate Sales. Contact broker appraiser Gregory Colley for all your real estate sales and appraisals. Call 422-3010, 565-8896, or 341-0582 for listings of vacant land, residential, and commercial properties, and all your appraisal needs.
LRD Construction has a proven track record as a general building and construction company. Its remarkable team is ready to provide quality and proficient service on projects big or small. LRD Construction can handle large commercial sites, new homes, apartments, condominiums, townhouses, home improvements, renovations, additions, and alterations. Call LRD Construction at 327-3769 or 433-6166. West Winds, Love Beach. That's LRD Construction. The best tasting roasted peanuts in the whole wide world are Nature's Gifts Roasted Peanuts. Proprietor Derek Sims applies his personal touch by roasting peanuts to perfection. Get your peanuts in light, medium, and dark. Call 431-7710 to place your order. Nature's Gifts Roasted Peanuts on Market Street and Bacardi Road.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Sammy's Chicken, $5.99 special.
Sammy's Chicken does it again. Time only. It's the $5.99 5 snack special. Sammy's $5.99 5 snack special comes with a 12-ounce Coke, VAT included.
See, I don't lie.
For a limited time only, Sammy's Chicken, Robinson Road, Carmichael Road, East Street South, Farrington Road, and the newly reopened Prince Charles location. Sammy's Chicken.
Want to reach your target audience? Advertise here at Global Radio 99.5. We hit the mark every time. This is Straight Talk with Gregory Colley. Call in and participate at 326-0271 on Global Radio 99.5 FM.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Straight Talk. I'm your host, Greg Colley, along with Martin Albury and former Senator Derek Sims. And you're tuned into Global 99.5 FM, and this is Straight Talk. Once again, those of you, if you're just tuning in case you missed our programming note, for the month of July until further notices, we will be broadcasting only on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And of course, you know, Wednesdays is special guest host coming with us with former Senator Derek Sims. And on Fridays, we have Free Talk Fridays, where we talk about any topic we wish to talk about. And so we're talking about independence. We're going to be celebrating our 44th anniversary, and we want your thoughts on what has been our accomplishment so far. Where have we gone wrong? What we can do to get our country back on track? Maybe you're satisfied in the progress that we've made. You can also tell us that. But more importantly, we want you to share with us your views as to how we can bring our country together, build more patriotism among our citizens, that we feel more proud of our country and be able to celebrate our heritage. What can we do to bring our country more closer together?
That's a simple. You see, and I go back to my grandparents. Train up a child the way he should go. The Bahamas today, for the greater part, in my view, you know, and with the exception of very few family structures, there is a lack of fundamental training, Bishop, in the home. Okay? Nobody wants to recognize it. Nobody wants to approach it. Nobody wants to speak about it. All right? As we go into this 44th year of independence, be bold enough to tell you, Mr. McNaughton,
Yes, sir.
what it is you will discover. All right? Bahamians like to frolic. They like to party. Okay? So, the 44-year-old parent is mixing with the 20-year-old parent who is her son or her daughter in the frolicking that's going on in our nation. You tell me where the standard is. Because you juicing and I juicing.
Well, there's some who say, yes, that's going on, my friend, but that is not in the majority. Most of us are living a Christian life.
No,
We
sir.
are living a life that is filled with normalcy.
No,
We
sir.
are not going on that to that extent.
This, in my view, is the most hypocritical. I want to emphasize it. Hypocritical nation. God is going to strike soon. You know, like Sodom and Gomorrah.
Let's go.
Who's gonna wear their shoes?
Let's go to the phone line.
That's what I need to find out.
Welcome to Straight Talk. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, beloved.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Really.
I wish for you a marvelous and very serene independence this year.
Thank you very much.
Same to you, sir.
And
Same
I want to
Brother Muhammad.
salute all of you for the play in nation building. I think you deserve kudos. You deserve to be saluted. And I don't know whether you make any money out of this thing.
No, we don't.
Absolutely nothing.
That's a
It's national
resounding no.
service. It's national service.
But if you do it for, oh no, all the more salute to you. I just want to make a suggestion, if I may. It appears to me that soon we have to do something about getting persons prepared for citizenship who apply for it. One would be just the group to start proposing a plan for getting new citizens ready to take the pledge. One, it shouldn't be private. I don't see much sense in a person going to the immigration office and raising his hand and swearing allegiance and nobody knows it's happening. It should be done publicly. I notice in the United States, I'm not sure, in the United States, they have a time and a place.
yes.
Publicly, one could swear his allegiance to the United States and its laws and its constitution. That should be done on Independence Day, where everybody could see you out there with your hand raised.
That's a good day.
And not on election day.
It's
No.
a good day.
No,
Be done immediately following the strike of midnight.
shouldn't there be a course taken and people study to pass it. If you went to the United States and wanted to become a citizen, they give you a whole book with all and sundry so that you understand the federal, the state, and the local government. And if you don't pass that, you don't qualify for citizenship. In other words, these people who are coming in and say, we don't even know what they look like. No photograph, nothing. Just an announcement, just a notice.
Yes.
So and so is applying.
Can I ask you this question?
Go ahead.
For the last, that I'm familiar with, 6 decades, that's 60 years, right? We have had Haitian nationals born in the Bahamas, knowing no other country, Mr. Aubrey, other than the Bahamas. How many of these persons are on this waiting line to become citizens of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and why are they not entitled and recognized and sworn in as citizens of the Bahamas today?
Well, it depends. After we examine which party you support.
Party?
Yeah. Party.
No, can't be no party. These persons were not born to parties. Whilst I agree, while I agree, their parents might have been here illegally.
Yes.
They were born here legally, and they have no other abode. They don't know anything about Haiti. Why are we continuing?
They've never been to Miami.
Why are you to
And do not have a passport.
this nation? This whole nation
Cannot get a bank account.
this whole nation of Bahamians, and then we wonder why
We have in rebellion.
there is so much rebellions in our land. No, we have got to be men and women
In 44
and
years
begin to solve
of
this
independence.
national problem that we have in our land. All Haitians in the Bahamas from 1967 to
2017.
2017 should have a right not to apply, but a right to be regularized.
May I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Do you have any idea of how many applications are stacked up
We are told that there are thousands.
in the immigration office waiting to be
We
processed?
are told that there are thousands of applications.
And if you're going to be real, you know that every time an election, we cherry pick who we will give citizenship to,
Yeah, who didn't vote for where?
so that we use it as a means of getting votes.
And we usually see the results.
Okay, and ain't nothing get changed. Nobody.
It's the people's time. Dr. Hubert Minnis is now the Prime Minister. Many persons of different nationalities who are resident in the Bahamas, eligible to vote, I believe they voted red.
You see, but we played.
And if this is the route you want to take, then we need to fix
We need to
the
fix
problem.
the system.
To fix the problem.
I believe they can't even go to school.
Got to fix the problem.
They can't go to school, so they ain't registered.
Cannot go.
You ain't
They don't
realize,
have
All right.
you
any
realize what's
passport.
going on, sir?
They
Yeah.
cannot get a bank
Yeah.
account.
Yeah. We
Thank you very much, caller.
Thank you.
Have
Thank
a
you.
happy independence.
As we celebrate this 43rd independence.
44.
Let's go to the we have a
44.
WhatsApp call. Welcome to Straight Talk.
Yes, good day, Greg, Martin, and Mr. Sims.
My brother.
Good
Mr.
day.
Sims, you a while ago when you was referring to independence,
Yes, sir.
I totally agree with you as a young man as a young man, the way I see it is the Bahamas has never really been an independent nation because, like you said, everything is still to the Queen. I think in order for us to be a free, democratic nation, we need to get rid of the Queen and start handling our own
Is
affairs.
the Queen our problem?
The Queen is
It's a colonial
the
system.
Queen
Is the Queen our problem?
figurehead,
It is
a
colonial
ceremonial head.
Is the Queen really our
Her
problem?
Majesty the Queen has
Or our
absolutely
own
nothing to
incompetence is
do
our
with the
problem?
internal governance of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Nothing.
The Queen is not our problem, but for me, and in some aspect, I feel as if though,
What does
because take for instance,
what the Queen
take for instance,
what the Queen
I'll give
has?
you a prime example.
Go ahead.
A prime example is when a murder is committed in the Bahamas,
Yes.
and you have your recourse of appeal. We go to the Privy Council.
Yeah.
We have those distinguished gentlemen who we refer to as distinguished gentlemen, the lords, to hear the case.
Right.
Those gentlemen has never lived in the Bahamas, doesn't know anything much about the Bahamas, and the British system doesn't believe in capital punishment.
They don't live here. They don't live here, caller. You don't live here. But do you realize that since the last when I first started studying law, let's say over the last 20 years, they've been making regular appearance here, deciding case right here in the Bahamas.
Locally.
Not in Kuwait.
They did it earlier this year.
Not in England. Right here.
They were here earlier this year.
Right here in the
And
Bahamas.
They rule
So it's unfair when people say that those people are living all over. They know. They have an idea. They know exactly what's going on here.
Greg, come on, man. Come on, Greg.
They don't have their heads buried in the sand like us.
Calm down, caller. Calm down.
Gregory Corley, what area did you go up in Nassau?
What difference it makes?
Because I'm going to bring something to your attention.
The area makes it.
Did those lords grow up in Nassau? No. Did those lords grow up in Nassau or grow up in the Bahamas? Not because they come to the Bahamas to decide a case.
Growing up here, my friend, caller, growing up here does not necessarily translate into their being incompetent or incapable of making decisions.
Greg, but what I'm saying is that someone
they're not familiar with the cultures of the
someone like you or their
culture better than us.
Knows more about the Bahamas than they do.
Conch salad and peas
and rice.
That's all I'm saying.
That is not true.
That's all I'm saying.
I disagree.
Yes.
But that's your view.
And that's the caller's view.
I believe
I want you to take me back to independence.
In the Bahamas knows more about the Bahamas than the lords from England.
I agree with you.
I don't see why is it that we have to go to them to decide our case. And
we know.
I get two things from the caller.
Let's take your. Hold on,
that way the Bahamas will be free.
Caller, let's take your argument. All right. Our legislators, those who we elect to go to Parliament, know everything about us more than any one of us. Why are they not making laws that are being able to be adjudicated, to be reviewed, to be implemented? Why are they not passing laws that are more germane to the Bahamas?
That's a simple procedure.
Because we as Bahamians should stand up and account for more, and we just allow the politicians to ask the politicians to just railroad us and ram stuff down our throats.
Our Parliament
following the British law, and they're using the British cases as authorities in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to deal with matters that might be similar when they arise.
This is the Commonwealth
so it's easier.
of the Bahamas. And it is now 44 years later. Okay? And there must be a pattern.
I want to wish you a happy independence.
We have another
God bless
caller.
you.
Thank you very much. We have another caller.
All right.
Welcome to Straight Talk. Good afternoon, caller.
Brothers Corley and Martin.
How are you?
I am doing well. I had to call in on the show because I heard something that Brother Sims, Senator Sims, has said in relation to people born in the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
And the Constitution is very specific and very clear.
Who made the Constitution? Who made the Constitution? Who make up the Constitution?
The Constitution is the supreme law of the
Who
land.
decided on the supreme law of the land? Is it not the citizens of the
We
land?
had some gentlemen that went into London and they came back
I'm
before
saying
independence
it needs
with
to
the
change.
Constitution of the Bahamas.
And, and the persons who could change it is the citizens of the Bahamas.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that because that's in the document itself. I know that there are changes to be made, but before you can even start talking about making changes, the people of the country need to understand what's in the document in the first place. We've had 3 referendums and they failed miserably.
Because of lack of preparation.
No, simply because
our people were not prepared. They were being deceived.
I think
I went through the same referendums.
I think the real issue here, caller, today is as we are about to celebrate or observe our 44th anniversary of independence of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and there are thousands of young persons born in the Bahamas of foreign parents, particularly Haitian. And we are told that on the desk of the Department of Immigration are thousands of applications by persons such as those who are seeking to become Bahamians.
Yes, I've heard that said several times, and you could be correct on that. The thing is, you do not use the weaknesses of a department or the weaknesses of a government to show sympathy toward people.
Clarify
and
that. Hold on, caller. Clarify that for me. What do you mean by weaknesses?
No, what I'm saying is you do not use the weaknesses of a government
yes.
or the weaknesses of the immigration department as an excuse to give citizenship to foreigners.
Or to deny them.
No, but the thing is, the Constitution is clear as to how it should be done. Now, if we do not have people in there who are doing it, then we need to change them.
But the Constitution needs to be adjusted. Okay?
No, the Constitution doesn't have to be adjusted.
Go
It's the people that are in position to carry out what is in the Constitution. That's the real problem.
Isn't there certain fundamental issues of the Constitution that cannot be adjusted unless it goes through a referendum?
No, I understand all of that, but I wasn't even discussing about changing anything in the document. I think we can work with it as is.
Yes, okay.
But to have a lot of people coming to this country illegally, because the Constitution is a legal document.
What about those who are born to the illegal?
The ones who are born here ain't born illegal, you know. They're born Bahamian.
No, they're not. They're not born Bahamian, Sim.
They're born in the Bahamas.
Where they illegal. Where they born?
Being born in the Bahamas doesn't make you a citizen. That's the mistake that we're making.
No. We're trying to find out.
Let me ask this question.
What's the problem with making them citizens?
Let me ask this question.
If they meet the criteria.
No, if they meet the criteria as it stands now, fine. I could accept that. But saying that because this is the only country they know, listen, that ain't my business, you know. Citizenship should not be cheap.
Give me 1 minute, please. Give me 1 minute.
We understand.
All these Bahamian going to Fort Lauderdale and Miami and West Palm Beach and Orlando and
they got passport.
And all them places having baby because they want American baby once it's born there. What's the difference?
But the same, that's not.
Listen, I don't want us to continue to discuss off this thing. We talk about independence. You want to know what have we accomplished as a nation in 44 years of independence, or 50 years of what has been our accomplishments, what has been our setbacks, and how do we get our country back on track? We ain't talking about having Haitian. This country don't exist for people to come here to automatically become citizens and populate. We ain't want to talk about that. That's an issue.
That's one of the subjects that's on the radar.
That's one of the setbacks.
It's a blight.
This is one of the
Yeah,
setbacks,
yeah,
Bishop.
yeah. It's a
Yeah,
problem.
James is right.
No,
Yeah,
He's
well,
right.
well, maybe
And-
we can
and
look,
But
Bishop,
we want,
we can put-
gentlemen,
we can
please
put-
concentrate.
gentlemen,
No.
gentlemen, gentlemen.
44 years of
Hold on,
independence.
hold on.
Successive generations.
Order.
Speak up.
Order. We want to get this thing in perspective, and all of us can talk together. We can sing together. We can't talk together. But maybe we could identify that as one of the setbacks. But we must identify what we have accomplished. We've been 44 years now as a nation. We're getting old. We're past middle age, and we should be at a level where the country is matured. We're moving progressively towards full maturity, and we have to see how we can get this country together as a nation. We are very, very much polarized. We seem to be at a crossroads. Where do we go from here?
That is a good question. And you got to go back to the preamble of your
To
Constitution.
empower.
Hold on, Senator Sims. Let's get the caller.
That question, and I don't have a problem with it. But see, you have to go back to your foundational roots, which are entrenched in the preamble.
Okay.
And unfortunately, we don't teach those 15 principles that are outlined in the preamble of your Constitution.
Right.
That's the whole vision and purpose of your country.
Remind us those 15 principles quickly.
Pardon?
Remind us those 15 principles quickly.
Well,
in the preamble.
I can say some of them now.
Yeah,
It
give us
talks
some
about,
of them. Give us some of them.
Okay, it talks about the supremacy of God.
Okay.
We recognize
So
God.
we no longer recognize God as supreme because we now recognize the number of houses as our God. I said a tongue in cheek. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. That's your view, and I understand what you're saying. It talks about a national commitment to self-discipline. We have not.
And we
done
lack
as a
that.
people.
We lack self-discipline. Go
No,
ahead.
but we do. A national commitment to industry. That has to do with all of the talents and the abilities of our people, our natural resources in the land and the sea.
We have
and the
not
air.
been committed to that. Go ahead.
National commitment to unity.
We lack
as
that.
unified people, as one people. National commitment to the rule of law.
Oh my
National
goodness,
commitment-
we fail that miserably.
I won't
No,
talk,
we
but I'm
fail
gonna
that. Yeah.
finish.
National commitment to Christian values.
Oh, another one. We
Holy
fail
Ghost.
that even more miserably.
And even now, we're not supposed to have any child, any woman, any man to be a slave or a bondman to anyone. That's another one. Or to have their labor exploited. That's another one. Or to have their lives by deprivation. See, these are qualities that we ought to be pushing to make sure that our people are safe.
Well, I feel deprived every day. As a matter of fact, you can give numerous examples where deprivation is almost seems like an order of the day. But go ahead.
Yeah, but those are the things that we need to change if we're going to get on the track. And we have to have people in key positions of authority in your country who understand the meaning of what's in that document and are prepared to live by the document, direct the nation according to the document, instead of these pieces of paper where they write crap on.
Would they write on it?
Crap. and Brother Carly, you can't run the nation like that. That's why we all mixed up. So I agree with Brother Sims when he talked about that being a major setback for the country.
All right.
Now, what have we achieved? That's a good question. That may be a difficult one to answer, because when you look around, all you see is a multitudinal of problems. And we got to deal with those issues, with those problems, so we could see a little bit more clearly where we're going.
All right. Thank you very much,
Brother
Professor.
Colley.
What happened? We seem to have lost, or we got disconnected the other day. We were supposed to
No,
be with
but
us.
see, when I came, all the doors at the bottom are locked. I can't get through the door.
Oh, they lock you out. You couldn't get in.
No, I never could get in. All the doors are locked.
Did you press the intercom button?
Yeah, I pressed it, but ain't nobody answered.
Anybody let you
Nobody
in?
answered. Nobody opened the door.
We did see someone walking away from the studio.
Okay. We got that sorted out.
So you got to get that sorted out,
Tells
then
me
you have
what's
to
going
come
on.
again.
Yes, okay. All right.
Okay, take care.
Thank you very much.
All right, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, this is Straight Talk. Your host, Greg Colley, along with Martin Aubrey and Senator
Yes.
Derek Sims.
And the only thing I'm having is I wouldn't even give the water the name, just some plain old water. There's no juice in the studio. None. Juice. I'm just drinking water. So you want me to come up with water? You want me to come up with water? I cannot do that. I'm tasty.
It's a straight talk. We come back after we hear from our sponsors.
Straight talk. Straight talk. Straight extra, extra, read all about it. Sammy's Chicken, $5.99 special.
Sammy's Chicken does it again! For a limited time only, it's the $5.99 Thigh Snack Special!
I tell you!
Sammy's $5.99 Thigh Snack Special comes with a 12-ounce Coke, that included!
See, I don't lie!
For a limited time only, Sammy's Chicken, Robinson Road, Carmichael Road, East Street South, Farrington Road, and the newly reopened Prince Charles location. Sammy's Chicken.
The best tasting roasted peanuts in the whole wide world are Nature's Gifts roasted peanuts. Proprietor Derek Sims applies his personal touch by roasting peanuts to perfection. Get your peanuts in light, medium, and dark. Call 431-7710 to place your order. Nature's Gifts roasted peanuts on Market Street and Bacardi Road. LRD Construction has a proven track record as a general building and construction company. Its remarkable team is ready to provide quality and proficient service on projects big or small. LRD Construction can handle large commercial sites, new homes, apartments, condominiums, townhouses, home improvements, renovations, additions, and alterations. Call LRD Construction at 327-3769 or 433-6166. West Winds, Love Beach. That's LRD Construction.
For fast and efficient appraisals of homes, vacant land, and businesses, your choice should be First Choice Appraisal and Real Estate Sales. Contact broker appraiser Gregory Colley for all your real estate sales and appraisals. Call 422-3010, 565-8896, or 341-0582 for listings of vacant land, residential and commercial properties, and all your appraisal needs.
There is only one pharmacy in Nassau that never says no and offers you great service. Doc's Pharmacy in the Ridgeland Mall for all of your pharmaceutical and prescription needs. At Doc's Pharmacy, great service is more than just giving prices. Filling your prescription is easy. Just call 322-3627 today. Doc's Pharmacy in the Ridgeland Mall, Robinson Road. The pharmacy that never says no.
Want to reach your target audience? Advertise here at Global Radio 99.5. We hit the mark every time. This is Straight Talk with Gregory Colley. Call in and participate at 326-0271 on Global Radio 99.5 FM.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Straight Talk, and I guess caller, yes, they're drinking water now. And so,
Thank you very much.
Only water's in the studio.
That's all.
Are we spending enough money? We talk about celebration. This is a grand occasion for the Bahamas. Have we set aside enough money to celebrate properly, that we feel that we are celebrating independence properly? Have sufficient money been allocated? I know the United States is said they set aside $1 billion in funds to celebrate independence. I don't know how much that equates to their what percentage that is of their budget, their national budget. But are we set aside enough money in order for us to properly celebrate, have a good birthday party for our nation?
I'm not aware, Bishop, but it is my view that time has long come and passed for us to set aside a sizable budget for the celebration of independence in the archipelago of our nation. Okay, we were able to give Sun International all kind of concessions. We're giving Burma all kind of concessions. We're giving this investor concession, that investor concession. But what are we investing in the overall cultural interests of the Commonwealth Archipelago of the Bahamas when it comes to independence and its national celebration, Mr. Audrey?
Well, that's a good question, Mr. Mark Holmes. I think he's the Member of Parliament for the Fort Charlotte constituency and the chairman of the Independence Committee. He has told us last week sometime when they met to deal with the celebrations of the 44th anniversary of independence that the budget this year has been cut by about $900,000. But even though he says they will not be spending lots of money, the celebrations and the quality of the entertainment to go along with the celebrations will not be diminished in any way. But I know, and I've been around for quite some time, I've seen independence celebrations when we reach the number with a 0 behind it or a 5 behind the number. That is when they really go a little bit all out, I'll say, as far as the things that they do to observe the anniversary. Like the 40th anniversary, it was a grand occasion. Now they expect that when we become 45 next year, God's willing, that it will be even better off, or a little bit more money spent on a couple of extra trappings in order to celebrate the event.
See,
But
I may be dead and gone.
every year, the celebration should not be diminished in any way.
What I'm trying
You are celebrating nationhood.
Yes, and what I'm trying to suggest, is the nationhood of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, okay, does not originate. It does not originate. Let me repeat it. It does not originate at Mount Fitzwilliams. And to those of you who don't know where Mount Fitzwilliam is,
Yes.
it is government house grounds.
Government Hill.
Okay?
Yes.
Unless I ain't got no sense. Independence originated on Clifford Park. Okay? And the celebrations should be to the people and for the people.
Okay.
On Clifford Park.
Yes.
Okay? Feed them.
But a state
wine
perception,
them.
a state
dine
perception
them.
at Government House has become a traditional
See,
part of the
you all keep talking
celebrations.
about tradition.
And are you saying it's for the bourgeoisie
For
or
tradition.
the social peacocks of the society?
Gentlemen, I have a cell phone caller. Let me take this call. Cell
I'm
phone.
talking about
Yeah.
the
Let's go. Let's
celebration.
go. Let's go to
we
the
will
phone line.
get back to that.
Welcome to Straight
We will
Talk.
not
Good
let
afternoon,
that
caller.
die. Good afternoon.
Hello. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, good, great show. Listening, I had the call because there's some things that interest me as a young Bahamian, and I, think that we the older Bahamians, at least the older Bahamians, need to, somehow understand how the millennials think. Now,
Thank you very much, sir. Tell us.
as I listen to you gentlemen speak of people who may have came into the country legally and have children,
Mm-hmm.
and the children may be of Haitian heritage, I feel that is quite a very difficult position. But at the same time, we have to be honest with ourselves. We can't render hard for good. You understand where I'm coming from?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
And I think the major problem would be if we just create a wet foot, dry foot policy in this country. The Bahamas is for Bahamians, and we should make sure in all pursuits that is what it is, and no different. And if you want to be Bahamian, try to be it the legal way. I hear you speak about changing the Constitution. The only thing needs to be changed in that Constitution is if you are born in the Bahamas, say legal parents, you shouldn't apply either. Because it's outrageous to see that we have people, and we're okay with it, living in the bushes, and they pay for nothing. Their children go to all the clinics, to schools, they pay for nothing. But yet, you're telling my grandma who barely can afford to keep her lights on and get a little bit of money from our insurance, who runs into this country. Yes, finally gets her insurance that now she's going to have to pay extra on rent to take care of people who are illegitimate, who pays no taxes. And we have to take the bills. And it's unfair. It's very, very unfair because many of these people are eligible, they can work, they can do many things. We need to create a policy where these people can somehow become permanent residents. We don't want in our country, which doesn't work, not even the basic things work, where it's a free for all.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be a problem. And when we think about the former government who was in charge, and it's very quite interesting. I noticed that they saying all the educate behemoths, and now I see why. Because when you look at how Mr. Mitchell is going around talking about he's going to bring a Jamaican to somehow analyze what happened, it's very foolish. Because when you're telling the people after every restaurant that they're stupid, they don't know better.
All right.
And then at the same time, when you lose the election, you're still telling them indirectly that they're stupid. I can't see what the issue is, why they haven't realized that the PLP is now possessed by a demon. That now their greed and their hatred and envy has now caused them to be possessed.
All right, caller.
And
I hear you saying that you are a millennial.
Yeah.
How would you wish to see independence of your country observed and celebrated?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't think that we are independent. We are interdependent, because if you can't feed yourself or keep the lights on, which is basic for any country, how then could you say you're independent? I think that is foolishness. We have to be realistic. Do you think that the young people are stupid? We go on Google, we Google things, we know better. Technology has changed the game. It's not the same old, where you can tell us something and then we put our head in the sound like ostriches.
Are you just looking at the definition of the word independence, or are you investigating and trying to find out and to make a determination as to whether or not this thing can either be social, it can be political, along those lines?
Well, like I told you, to be honest, we are not independent. We have to be honest with ourselves. We are not independent.
Well, who, in your view, around this world is independent? United States of America just celebrated 241 years of independence. Our great neighbor to the north, are they totally independent? If you're looking at it from that perspective, we are all interdependent. We are all interrelated. You can't get away from it. We need each other to survive. That's just the way it is.
Well, I want to bring us back a little bit more focused to what initially we were looking at, in that what we want to analyze. We're celebrating 44 years. Where have we come from since independence? Where do we intend to go? What has been our setbacks? One of the things I think we've been seem to be talking about a lot is about the Haitian migration problem, the issue of citizenship, and that sort of thing. Repatriation has also, if you look at how much money we have spent over the 44 years in repatriation exercises, sending Haitians back, and when we look, they're back here again in a matter of days. We've been giving them money to go back home. Has this been a economic windfall for the Haitians? Does it make us look foolish? We give them money. I don't know how much it was. I think one time ago they used to give them $100 or $200 plus repatriate them.
Yeah. They used it to come back.
And they used it to come right back.
Absolutely.
Money. How has this affect our social ability to provide necessary services for our own people? Has this taken have we considered what setbacks this has done to us as a nation? Will it continue to do setback? I know when we go to talk about it, we talk about the contribution Haitians have made to the country, but does this outweigh, or does it compensate for what impact they have made in the 34 years that you've been independent. We have a caller before you just consider that. No? Okay, let's go.
See, initially, when we started this conversation, we were talking about the Bahamian seed. And we drifted away. All right, the Bahamian seed from Foxville, Anstown, Grantstown, Baintown, Fortman Castle, and the numerous communities in the Bahamas that has lost its way. We have all, for the greater part of the Bahamian male, inactive. These same males who we talk about now find employment, gainful employment in our country. But you see, I don't want to dwell too much on it. The call talked about them benefiting from our system. But they go on the food store, they pay VAT just like you know. VAT is a tax on them too, you know. So,
yes, it is.
all right.
And that's one of the reasons why they brought it in, to make sure everybody paid tax.
See, I think
that's what they did.
I think VAT.
Because some people were slipping through the cracks.
No, because VAT has been a sucker.
Some people were slipping through the
It
cracks.
sucked all the Bahamian at the bottom echelon and allow all those at the top to slide scot-free. And I get into that another day when I could devote a whole day to that.
We're talking independence
All right?
today.
But we're talking independence now.
Some people say
All
they're
right?
not independent.
The only thing I think became independent in the Bahamas, and I ain't too sure that independent. See, they remember Brent Simnett for the tar at the airport.
Yes.
Okay. They remember Brent Simnett. I think I heard a little news indication today, but the post office going to Town Center Mall.
I heard that.
They'll call that a conflict of interest.
Yes.
But they ain't gonna remember Brent Simnett when they go to Commonwealth Bank to borrow their money for that car.
That ain't Brent Simnett money.
That ain't Brent Simnett money.
No. That
You
ain't
see?
his money.
And the only thing that has benefited the Bahamian population, in my view, is finances. And finances has been, to a greater part, a detriment for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Everybody wants instant house. Well, I don't care how instant you get your house, you know. I don't care how your car, you know. You can pay $8, $6, $5, or $900 a month for 5 or 7 years. Don't care how quick you get your house, you know. You're going to pay $7, $9, $15, $2,000, or $2,500 for 30 years, you know. Now, get a bit of common sense and multiply 25 by 30 and see how much you spend. But you all ain't saying nothing but that. Want instant gratification. That's what the Bahamas got. A mortgage debt society.
In 44 years.
In 44 years. Everybody owe everybody. The majority of us are indebted. When we die,
They owe nobody.
all our family gotta put together to bury us because we done party. And it is time for the nation. If it is about to, and it has to, become the benefactors and the beneficiaries of this economy, because Mr. Aubrey and Bishop, millions of dollars. I dare to say billions of dollars flow through the Bahamas annually. Does it stop by the citizens of the Bahamas? The snow falling from the sky. You see in Grand Bahama the other day.
Billions are flowing into the country,
You see?
and millions are going out.
All
of
the
the
white
country.
powder falling from the sky.
Going out of the country.
What Sir Lyndon warned us about, you know.
Yes.
He said it'll put you to your grave. But ain't nobody wanted
And
to hear
it
that.
has not stopped in
See,
44 years.
everybody wanted to say he was responsible for it. Well, I'm big damn, he ain't responsible for it. You are.
It's been going on for 44 years.
Yes, but you who want the quick bucks and the quick living, and you want to be superior to your
brother or your sister, your cousin, or your neighbor.
to your former citizen.
Yes.
You see, and the Bahamas has got to go back to the fundamentals of the 50s and the 60s, Martin Albury.
But we can learn a lot, from
But it has come a long way.
People who come from other countries and come to live among us over these last 44 years. We can learn a lot from them.
Yes.
I've seen people of Haitian descent, people of Cuban descent, people of Jamaica descent, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, and even Singapore and the Philippines,
yes,
who are living here among us, from Central and South America, who are living in this country. And as I said, we can learn a lot from them.
What you want me to learn?
Because of their
I born here. I's Bahamian.
Intercultural experiences.
I's Bahamian. This is my land.
And they
I am the
teach us
of
how to be more patriotic. Because in each instance, those people are celebrating in our country.
Yeah, but we ain't patriotic.
There.
We have an MPLP and DNA.
Independence. And they have pride in their flag and all of their national symbols. But they are residing in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
They put their flags on their cars. They drape their homes or apartments or flats or whatever with their country's colors, and they wear them.
Let me guarantee
wherever they go.
Let me guarantee this, Mr. Albury.
All right?
Let me guarantee
we can learn a lot
10%
from the people who come from other lands to live in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Less than 10%. Less than 10% of our nation would recognize and celebrate independence on their properties, on their vehicles, and on their persons. You will see very, very little people dressed in aquamarine, gold, and what it is?
Black.
And black.
Yes.
Why?
You would. Because the fundamental foundation has not been laid for it.
Why not?
Who
our
failed?
Leaders,
Who failed to lay the foundation? Who didn't do their job? Who fell down on the job? We talk about people like Sir Lyndon Pinling, Milo Butler, Sir Randall Fox, Sir Henry Milton Taylor, Sir Gerald Cash, and Sir Orville Turnquest, Paul Adderley, Sir Arthur Folkes, Sir Arthur Hanna, Sir Cecil Wallace Whitfield. Who among them failed to teach us national pride?
You see, to me,
and if they did teach us, where did we fall down?
See, to me, they were.
And who is going to fill those shoes?
See, to me, Mr. Albury,
yes, sir.
They were political icons, but the real
who were the teachers?
Fundamental leaders and teachers of the nation are still failed. It is still a failure to recognize those citizens today. So the average John Blow does not accept what they say or what they do or what they try to institutionalize, because, should I say it this way? The God of the Bahamas is the politicians. Okay? Ain't no other leaders in the Bahamas other than the politicians. But we have civic leaders, we have business leaders, we have community leaders, we have religious leaders who are all a part of the whole of the Bahamas, and who all need to participate in the indoctrination of our nation, and has failed, in my view, to do so for over 4 decades.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, this is Straight Talk with your host, Greg Colley, Martin Albury, and former Senator Derek Sims. The numbers to call today, 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0272, 326-0272. Or you can WhatsApp us at 552-7902, 552-7902. Where have we come from? Where are we going? What has been our greatest accomplishments thus far? as a nation, as an independent nation. 44 years we're going to celebrate on July 10th, 2017. 44 years. Are you happy with where we at? What has happened? What has set us back? Let us know. What did you think? What has been our greatest setbacks? How can we get ourselves back on track?
See, we look at personal achievements, Bishop Colley. We don't look at national achievements.
No, we talk about national achievements.
Yes, yeah, but you see, we don't
plenty
look
people
at
say, well, okay,
national
plenty people say, well, okay, I moved from a one-room bedroom house, now I'm living in a 5-bedroom. But how many of the population can say that? And so if only you and a couple of people can say that, then we have not been able to achieve much.
How many of us can say that we are moving towards the rising sun? One God, one people, one Bahamas. Are we moving towards the rising sun, worshiping one God, honoring one people, and one Bahamas? This is the theme now that they are using for the 44th independence celebrations. What does that tell you? What does it tell me? That we as a people moving towards the rising sun. You know, they say the sun comes up with a burning glow early in the morning.
Mr. Aubrey,
and it signals new birth.
Timothy Gibson
was
from Savannah, St. Lucia.
Yes, he was.
He was an amazing genie, and we fail to recognize it, because he coined these words. Listen to the words. Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahamaland. Lift up your head to the rising sun. You know how many people had under the cover at the rising sun?
Being at the break of dawn, they still in bed?
Says, see how the world comes to
literally.
See how the world comes to mark the manner of your bearing. But what are we doing to the world today that's coming to mark the manner of our bearing if we're not robbing them, okay? If we're not brutalizing them, if we are not abusing them, but they come to mark the manner of our bearing.
They come to see how the sun is rising in the Bahamas and to enjoy everything that you have to offer.
And we are to pledge to excel through love and unity. But I ask you, Mr. Aubrey, I ask you, Bahamaland, where is the love and unity that was envisioned July 10th, 1973? Tell me where it has gone. Where it has gone on July the 5th. 2017.
5 days before 44th anniversary of independence.
No love, no unity. How many persons have been shot down in our streets?
71 so far.
How many persons have been stabbed, brutalized, attempted rapes? Is that love and unity? I beg you, Bahamas. You see, if there's going to be a difference, we have to make that difference, Mr. Aubrey. We can't expect. I saw a movie one time, but the Grambling say, you ever seen a movie with the
Yes, sir.
Grambling?
Yes, sir.
And every time they drink something, they multiply?
Yes.
Well, it seems like everything else is multiplying in the Bahamas, besides what Timothy Gibson wrote about. Through love and unity. That's what we must press towards. Love and unity.
And unity.
Yes, sir. In these 44 years of our independence, we must bring love and unity alive in the Commonwealth.
Pressing onward towards the rising sun.
Yes, sir.
One God, one people, one
I know I
Bahamas.
sound a little
One nation.
little
One nation.
odd, but if we're going to have one nation under one God, God is love.
We need love and unity.
Love and unity. Love and unity.
Share the love.
All right.
And the unity.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Straight Talk. If you're just joining us, we want to say good afternoon to you and welcome. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue our discussion in our final half hour of Straight Talk. And we will come right back as soon as we hear from our sponsors.
Only one pharmacy in Nassau that never says no and offers you great service. Doc's Pharmacy in the Richland Mall for all your pharmaceutical and prescription needs. At Doc's Pharmacy, great service is more than just giving prices. Filling your prescription is easy. Just call 322-3627 today. Doc's Pharmacy in the Richland Mall, Robinson Road. The pharmacy that never says no.
For fast and efficient appraisals of homes, vacant land, and businesses, your choice should be First Choice Appraisal and Real Estate Sales. Contact broker appraiser Gregory Colley for all your real estate sales and appraisals. Call 422-300-565-8896 or 341-0582 for listings of vacant land, residential and commercial properties, and all your appraisal needs.
LRD Construction has a proven track record as a general building and construction company. Its remarkable team is ready to provide quality and proficient service on projects big or small. LRD Construction can handle large commercial sites, new homes, apartments, condominiums, townhouses, home improvements, renovations, additions, and alterations. Call LRD Construction at 327-3769 or 433-6166. West Winds, Love Beach. That's LRD Construction. The best tasting roasted peanuts in the whole wide world are Nature's Gifts Roasted Peanuts. Proprietor Derek Sims applies his personal touch by roasting peanuts to perfection. Get your peanuts in light, medium, and dark. Call 431-7710 to place your order. Nature's Gifts Roasted Peanuts on Market Street and Bacardi Road.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Sammy's Chicken, $5.99 special.
Sammy's Chicken does it again. For a limited time only, it's the $5.99 5-snack special.
Tell you.
Sammy's $5.99 5-snack special comes with a 12-ounce Coke, that included.
See, I don't lie.
For a limited time only, Sammy's Chicken, Jamaica Road, East Street Side, Farrington Road, and the newly reopened Prince Charles location. Sammy's Chicken.
Want to reach your target audience? Advertise here at Global Radio 99.5. We hit the mark every time. This is Straight Talk with Gregory Colley. Call in and participate at 326-0271 on Global Radio 99.5 FM.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our final segment of Straight Talk. And in case you're just joining us, this is Straight Talk, and you're tuned into Global 99.5 FM. Our telephone numbers to call today, if you wish to participate in our show, 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0272, 326-0272. Or you can WhatsApp us at 552-7902, 552-7902. And we will, phone lines are open. And so if you wish to participate, you can give us a call. Our engineer producer is standing by to receive your call. Gentlemen, we talked for almost 3/4 of an hour, and I was still waiting for some accomplishments, and I haven't heard any. So that tells me we're having a challenge in that area. Or maybe
if you see them, identify them.
The Bahamas has achieved much.
Absolutely.
Its citizenry are more academically qualified than they were in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. But we must recognize, and I don't think we want to realize it. We try to pass the buck, all right? The grandfathers, the great-grandfathers, and the fathers of the Bahamas today, Mr. Aubrey, are those from the 50s and 60s. the 60s and the 70s,
Mm-hmm.
and the 70s and the 80s. Okay? And we are the millenniums, not me.
Mm-hmm.
The millenniums
Mm-hmm.
of the crops they planted.
We are the custodians of the crops.
You see?
Yes.
And it is up now to the millennium, Bishop Colley, to take the Bahamas to where it needs to go. The Bahamas needs, in my view,
Do we know where we need to go?
a totally different direction.
Where?
Okay,
Where
so
do we have we charted a course as to where we need to take this country?
Well,
Do we have any concrete plans as to where we want to go?
Well, unless the present prime minister, okay, didn't know what he was saying, or he was only dreaming. He talks about economic empowerment for the little people.
Yeah, what does mean? What does that mean?
That means,
That's very broad. What does that mean?
in my view, it means setting up policies and programs within the inner city to make it a more economic zone for economic development or money to pass through. When we look at the tourist dollar, and tourism is and has been for the last 43 years the major industry of the Bahamas, does it really trickle down to the little man?
You're talking about trickling down to little man.
Mhm.
Every time I go to the Fort Hill, I get disgusted. I get upset. I see the water tower has been left in ruin. I mean, it's right in the center of our city. An attraction like that, we have not developed it to a point whereby, tourists come into this island on a daily basis, looking for something to do. We have the water tower is right there. All that community within the Fort Fincastle area. I see that every time I go there, I see that as a bastion of economic opportunity that has been wasted, that has not been capitalized, and those people could have been benefiting from the traffic of tourists that can pass through that area, and successive governments have not taken advantage of it.
Oh, I won't say successive government. PRP government and F&M government neglected the cultural, what's the right word? The cultural developments.
Absolutely.
That is beneficial to New Providence. We could go to Fort Charlotte, we could go to Fort Montague, but if we don't develop these things, if we don't maintain them.
Are we serious? That's what are we really serious? All of this money that passes through this country, you're talking about less than a mile from the cruise ship to the water tower.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Bahamas, you ready for this? See, because this thing black and white, This money thing,
yeah,
black and white.
Okay.
If you're black, you shouldn't get none. Okay? And if you're white, you should have all. I'm sorry to say that. All right? But it's a facing reality. Go downtown then and see if that's not where all of the dollars and cents are expended. Come south of Gregory Arch and see what you see.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, the minute you set up a station where the black people can make a benefit from the tourists coming into the Bahamas, you hear the white people crying foul. You want to destroy this and you want to destroy that.
Don't bring them this way.
Well, they've been too greedy. And it is time for the Bahamas to recognize that, Lord, how do I put this? Only one way I could put this,
Put it the right way.
10%.
Straight talk.
10% should no longer prevail over 90%. All right? And all my life, the 10% been getting all the benefit. And all the 90% get is banknote and bank loan and car, because they can't get no money for no business. But
And salary deductions.
and salary reduction. But we give you $1,000 now, within 1 week, for a BMW or a Jaguar or a Mercedes. But we won't give you a nickel or a dime. And when I'm talking about I'm talking about the banking institutions. They have raped and robbed, hijacked the Bahamian public. And the Bahamian public is so gullible that they fall prey. Now, I ask you to go to any banking institution for that same dollars that you would pay for that car to invest into a business and see the what do you call it now?
The residual results.
The runaround and the qualifications that you would have to have
Yes.
to get that same $60,000 for a business that we will freely give you for an automobile.
Because let me tell you something.
Bring
You
your
know,
mortgage.
you know what happened? And you're not. I mean, I'm going to say it exactly how I see it. What has caused the majority of us now, business people who have ideas in how to make a business work and how to earn money. Persons that went on before us, crooks, I would call them, took the bank money, said they opened up business, never opened a business and never see money. So it causes it hard for people them who have a legitimate business plan. You now are scrutinized even more closer.
See, now you can take me somewhere I won't go. You know?
Where you want to go?
Yeah, but go there.
You see,
Where you want to go?
I just saw
Where you want to go?
a almost a $2 million write-off by the Bahamian government
Yeah.
to beneficiaries of businesses, you know, of 7 or 8 businesses, and all they had to do was give it one business, you know.
You didn't see this though. You didn't see that.
What Barnsley contractor and property. You see what I mean?
That's what I'm telling you, crooks beforehand.
You see,
Cause it hard for legitimate people.
but you see,
And it's our black people.
you see, crooks ain't only black, you know.
Oh no.
Crooks ain't only black.
No, they got white
Okay?
collar.
So why there must always, I ain't talking about no white collar.
Yeah.
Why there must always be a
No,
condemnation?
man.
They got a white collar.
No, they got a different color.
They got the white collar.
You see,
Collar
but the
and
color.
you got white collar and blue collar.
see, the fact of the matter is, you know, all right, that you go into a bank, you with a briefcase and a proposal, and you black.
Yeah.
Okay. 99% of the chance.
Automatically look
You
at
was
you.
turning
Automatically
down.
look at you as a crook.
Now,
Man, you're not serious.
Yeah.
you go into the bank, okay,
What you going there with briefcase for?
and the palm of your
And
hand
you get a
I'm swinging, yeah.
different
Have
from
that in your
the
pocket.
back of your hand,
From your
and you
MP.
see the difference. You see, and we fail to recognize this 43 years later. But I'm saying the Bahamas is at the point now where it has to recognize the economics that flows through the Bahamas, and the Negro man and the Negro woman needs participation in it. And they are entitled to, you know, they're entitled to, Mr. Gawley,
What are you entitled to?
participation in the economic
Absolutely,
development
yes.
of the Bahamas.
Yeah, you have an entitlement.
And the same opportunities,
Mhm.
the same incentives government gives to the foreigners must now become available,
No. I don't want the same incentive you give the foreigners. I want better than what you give the
or
foreigners.
better, must become available. See, don't
I don't
tell
want the
me.
same thing. I want better.
See, don't tell
I
me.
deserve better because I ain't got nowhere to go. I'm here.
See, don't tell me you could write off millions of dollars, billions of dollars for the Chinese to set up business. You're talking foolishness, no?
It's
To
called-
set up business
It's called tax incentives.
in the Bahamas, and you can't write off,
Giving away our money, but we have to pay in
Concessions.
tax.
It's called,
And
it's
you-
called concessions.
and you can't give concessions
Yes.
to the Bahamians.
No.
No, this is utter nonsense, and it has gone on for far too long.
And we've tolerated it.
I am calling for the end of it, Bishop Cawley, the same way the Bahamas government can accommodate foreign interests. It gives the Bahamians who are desirous
Yes, man.
of being entrepreneurs in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas as we move towards 45 years.
Rising
But
sun.
here's what the dilemma is.
Go ahead.
See, you have people who say they're serious and they want to make an economic impact. They want to open up business.
Yeah.
So they go to the Bahamas Development Bank and they get, depending on who's in power,
Yeah.
they then go in and borrow the taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
They sometimes they use that money to put in some of it in the business that they say they're going to do. Most of the time, they use that money for something else, and then they take the Bahamian. See, this has been another avenue of thieving taxpayers' money. You know, that same thing we call Bahamas Development Bank has been a way of filtering the taxpayers' money to cronies.
For projects.
For
Yeah,
projects,
well, that-
alleged projects, and we never able to get the money or the things back.
Well, then there needs to be more screws and more nut and bolts.
Let's go to the phone line. Welcome to Straight Talk. Good afternoon.
Hello there, my boys. How are you all?
We're doing good. How about you?
Not too bad. The problem is, like, what's the gentleman name there again?
Senator Sims?
Mr. Sims. Man, listen here, my mind, I'm forgetting everything now, man. Let me tell you, we could, I had ideas where we could put 10,000 people to work. And every time I start to do something, there's some kind of this and this. But the problem is, like, just the way, what's that? That's Saxon country in that area?
Yes,
In the
sir.
Fort Charlotte?
Yes, sir.
I mean, where the fort is?
Yeah.
Fort Flynn Castle, yeah.
That's the little water tower.
Well, why don't we give them a piece of property up in there and let them go for themselves?
When you say, what are they going to do with the property?
The property is going to be their property. Where they
Saxon's
do the
Cultural
jungle and
Village.
stuff. You turn it into a village.
You mean the Saxons group, the Jungle Group?
Right.
Okay.
Now we're going to have to put accounts and all of that and stuff into it. But you put them there, you take the village, and you train them people into raiders, dancers, and so forth, and you train the same fellas in there into security office and stuff, and you teach them, and they're supposed to keep the property. They're supposed to take it, and the people from across there would come over there. I remember Courtney Strawn, I think it was in charge of the tower. Somehow, some money, because I was...
The water tower?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in charge of monuments and
Right.
Antiquities.
He was in
yes.
there, and some money with some things were doing. The lady down to...
When you say some money and some things we're doing, what you mean by that?
Well, some funds was
Being
allocated
generated.
for it, and he was supposed to be in charge of it.
yeah, they were making some money.
They were making some
at the
money, or
ports.
they,
Yes.
they were making some money?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But the thing is that the lady, she got Jamaican accent.
Okay.
She did the renovation of the government house thingam there.
Okay.
But the problem is we got to give them there, let them do. That's the same way I was talking.
I want to know what's happening to the water tower. Why the water tower ain't open?
The water tower ain't open because everybody who come in there don't want to touch it.
Women don't want to touch it.
When I say don't want to touch it, to repair. Everybody's saying what it is. This the lady. My mind.
So they're gonna just let it stand there and then
No,
disintegrate.
That's why I'm saying now. If you give the Saxon there a piece of there, and you're talking about people there, they put them just like.
Yeah, but I want them to fix the water tower so tourists can come in there. Then the Saxons could then have their museum, and they can also have some cultural.
You could do
That's
this.
what the caller is suggesting.
What I'm saying
That
is
you
you
make
give
it a
them
part of
the
Saxon's
train the
village.
people.
But fix the
They
water
are
tower
the ones
first.
who's supposed to be protecting the tourists to come in there.
Okay.
But like I say again, every time you see change, somebody don't have it. I just get Martin. I'm gonna try and bring it to you.
Yes.
I just get a thing on Z Live. This gentleman is in some part of the States.
Okay.
And this the exact idea what I was thinking about. But like I was telling Macaroni the other day, if we could send the junk canoe over to the ball games and so forth, and they could kick off and do, and like there's our series, there's our 3-game series or 4-game series.
Right.
Well, we let them go there and show the tourism thing and like this, and we let them. Anybody wish to put some money into the whatever they're there, then we allow them to get it after the series is over. 25% for the Junkanoo group would go over. 75% go into the trust fund to make a sports academy together. I can't put it together right now because
caller, we want to say thank you very much for calling, and we wish you happy. Yes, sir.
Listen to me carefully, please.
Yes.
We need to see if you could get a song, but the sound bite from yesterday.
Okay.
These two gentlemen is. I think he's Henderson. He's a coach in all in the States.
Yes.
And man, the plan is beautiful. I just get one. I tell the lady, Miss Lee, down there to make four copies for me.
Okay.
One for tourism and one for the Minister of Sports. One for Jeff Lloyd.
Yes.
And one for what the young man name he's come on Saturday morning for the sports.
All right, we understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, but like I say again, we need to do it. But I didn't want nobody to get this, and I didn't want to say this. But like I say, I want to give the tourism and them a copy of this. I can pay for it myself.
Okay.
And give it to them and let them hear it first, because like I say, some of these fellas is be timid to holler, they ain't started or they don't want to do it. You understand?
Gotcha.
And if we could get this started, I believe this will be. But I can try and get it to you because Miss Lee told me I must pick it up tomorrow.
Okay.
And I gonna let you have my own. And then when you finish listening
I'll
to it,
bring
you
it
can
back.
do it.
I'll copy it.
Why don't you get one for Martin Dew?
Watch it now. Watch it now. Watch it now.
You get one for all of us. You get one for Martin Dew.
No, well, like I say again, I'm getting it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Martin could have mine.
I got you.
I am saying that.
You can borrow yours.
No, that's
Don't give it. Don't give it to anybody who's gonna put it on the shelf.
I tell you when we used to be together, me and his left hand friend, we used to be like two peas in one shell.
Oh yeah, we getting there.
But like I say, I'll have it there.
Happy independence, my friend.
All right.
Enjoy your independence.
Man, no problem, man. The same to you, Mr.
Okay.
James. Right there.
God bless you, man.
Thank you.
See what I'm suggesting, as we move now towards 45 years of an independent nation, whether it is dependent or interdependence or independent, it is time now for the greater population of the Bahamian masses to be financially empowered. All and sundry, Bishop Colley would agree that you see the economic distribution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, whether you go from 67 or whether you go from 73, okay, has been a minority of selected, what do you call them? Highfalutin,
bourgeoisie,
dignified
peacocks,
okay, peacocks of our society. What I am suggesting, and why it has not occurred is because, Lord, should I say this?
Say it. This is
But I
straight
can
talk.
say it because this is straight
Just
talk.
don't use no profanity.
They want to be the royalty,
Oh yeah,
and you,
Her Majesty's representative.
and you,
The
be
loyalty.
you be their subjects.
Or
I am
servants,
saying-
servants.
It is time now. Okay.
For the servants
Over-
to be empowered.
Over how much years the emancipation of
Slavery?
slavery has been now?
Slavery, over 300 years.
Okay. It is time now for the financial empowerment of the people of the archipelago of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and the best mechanism for it is through a tourist product,
Okay.
turning Fort Charlotte into a cultural village,
And
turning what I know is where the water tower is,
Fort
Fort Finn
Finn
Castle,
Yes.
into a cultural village,
Yes.
turning Adelaide into a cultural. See, these are sightseeing
Yes.
for the tourists
And they're
to
gonna
have
make Fox Hill
activities.
a heritage
Yes,
village.
and Fox Hill.
But what you're talking about is, isn't it what we're trying to get away from when we talk about the diversification of our country? You deepen us into tourism.
But you see, mark
What is working?
the
Tourism
manner,
working in the Bahamas?
mark the manner of your bearing.
Is it working in the
See-
Bahamas?
see
in
how the
44
world-
years of independence. Is
Is it
tourism
working?
working? Is
No,
I'm trying to figure out if it is working.
It is
Are
working.
we slipping or are we progressing?
We are slipping.
Where are we headed?
we are
We are
not.
slipping.
We are not taking care of it
Or
like
are we
are
have
slipped
before.
We have slipped.
You see.
Slipped tremendously.
You see. And we are the inheritors. We are the inheritors and the benefactors, okay, of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And if it is going to pass on generation to the other, is this how we're going to pass it on? I beg to differ.
Well, gentlemen, we already had our independence celebrations kicked off. Started Saturday, Junkanoo Summer Festival, Arawak Key. On Sunday, we had the beach retreat in Rawson Square and Parliament Square. And Monday, the National Children's Choir concert took place at the Dundas Center for the Performing Arts. And beginning July 6th, a couple of days away, tomorrow, the Bahamas Press Club is having an art exhibition at the Central Bank of the Bahamas. That sounds like profit. I know the ring. And July 7th is National Pride Day, Rawson Square. We are encouraging everybody to wear your colors. And on Sunday, July 9th, the 44th Grand Anniversary celebrations at Clifford Park, 8 p.m. And Monday, July 10th, we will have the People's Love and Unity Rush, Bay Street, 1 a.m. And also on Monday, it's the state reception at Government House, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Invitation only.
All I'm saying is time for the masses to become economically empowered.
Send the
See,
masses
don't tell me-
invitation.
don't
to
tell
the
me.
State reception.
See, don't tell me that the funds are not available.
Let's take this final call. Welcome to Straight Talk. Good afternoon.
Good day, gentlemen. Steve here.
Hey, Steve, what's happening?
How y'all doing?
How did you manage yesterday?
Happy Independence.
Yesterday.
Happy
man, it was
Independence
rough.
to you, Brother Colbert.
It was rough. Yeah, this is brother Steve Colbert.
Yes, sir.
My
Yes, sir.
adopted father there.
Yes,
So I
sir.
just wanted to call in and commend you on a terrific show today. I had nothing to contribute, but I want to encourage what you were saying about the empowerment we need as a Bahamian people. And it's so unfortunate that this late in the game, we must convince people that this land is our land and we should be the beneficiary, like you said. So I just want to put that out there.
Now be careful when someone said this land is our land. They meant for some certain people.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to encourage those almost a taboo
From Inagua to Grand Bahama.
Right, there you go. Well, I don't want. I know you should pass your time. I just want to say that real quick. And you got to do more shows like this. This Straight Talk, man. And that Bay Street scene you painted with the white people and the black man. That's excellent.
Yeah, but ain't nobody want to talk
You
about
need to
that.
drill that into our people's head.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve.
Have a good day.
Okay. Let me. I have a text message. This is the final one to read today. It says. Message gone now.
Tell them don't brush me up today.
They brushing you up.
Get off the juice.
They ain't talking about you. They talking about that. No, they're talking about you. They say, gents,
Yes.
the FDM leave the same people in place in these ministries. So the same people who was getting school contracts got them again. The FDM wouldn't learn.
It's the people's
They
time.
don't seem to be happy without PLP running their show.
People's time. Amen.
We say, Senator,
All those, in my view, will be changed within the next 90 days. Processes have to go through.
Bradley Roberts said you weren't ready to govern.
Well, I don't think that's the case. But I want to, as we move from
Happy independence.
44 to 45, say happy independence to the archipelago of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, but to encourage its citizens to become economic participators for the millions of dollars, the billions of dollars which pass through the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Some has to stop. We must be the molders, the builders, and the protectors for the future of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Well, thank you very much. You have a good afternoon, and we'll see you on Free Talk Friday. God willing, that's when we'll be back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you
Happy
for all of our
independence.
listeners out there for your phone calls, your text messages. And today's show has been brought to you by Doc's Pharmacy, located Robertson Road, by Master Assist, located Village Road, by Nature's Gifts Fresh Roasted Peanuts, located Market Street South, by Sammy's Chicken, 5 locations to choose from. First Choice Appraisals and Sales, by Geneva Brass Seafood, located Eden Street off Farrington Road. On behalf of our producer, Nathan, my co-host Martin Aubrey, and former Senator Derek Sims, this has been Straight Talk. This is your host, Greg Colley. We'll see you on Friday, on Free Talk Friday. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Global 99.5 FM reminds